Welcome to EPG Pathshala. This is first module of C programming language on introduction. We as human beings communicate each other by means of verbal languages. If we want to communicate with machines or computers, then what can be done? Because machine doesn't understand language of human being and human being doesn't understand language of machines. Then we need to find out some solution for interaction between machines and human being. A translator can be used to interact with machines and interact with human being. Human brain has identified an efficient way to communicate with machines by means of programming language. The programming languages are formal constructed language designed to communicate with machines or computers. These languages are also used to control behavior of machines or behavior of computers. Let us take simple example of television system. How do we communicate with television system? We communicate television system via remote control. As we know that on remote control there are various function keys. The different programs are written on computers and these programs are deployed on remote control. If you press specific function key, then specific program will be executed and your television acts according to our desire. The programs are already written in remote control. We know that the number of instructions or number of commands written for a computer to perform specific task from the computer called as a program, and such programs are embedded into the remote control. Let us take another example like IT industry. We know IT industry functions and works on various programming languages for development of their packages, development of their different projects. Therefore, professionals working in IT industry should know different programming languages. C language is one of them because C programming language used to access lower level functions as well as higher level functions. Therefore, C language is called as middle level language. This language means C language which is near to computer hardware as well as near to the human being. Let us take third example of modeling and simulations. As we know that there are different models and simulation tools available to explore different ideas or explore different concepts. If you want to develop mathematical models or simulation tools, you can use C language, MATLAB language or LabVIEW. In this session, we are going to see various aspects of C programming language, various features of C language along with learning objectives. This is the first basic module of C programming language with some learning objectives. The beginners in C programming has to understand fundamentals of C. Structure of C program helps in knowing structure or format of the program. Writing an algorithm and flowcharts are important to explore some idea without knowing actual programming language. Learner should be able to use any programming language to know various applications. In this module, we shall first begin with fundamentals of programming and language levels, history and features of C language. Why C language? Use of operating system, compilers and device driver. Program structure, flow of program execution, sample program, algorithm, examples on algorithm, flowchart, examples on flowchart and summary. Then fundamentals of programming. Let us start with simple question. What is computer program? Computer program is a sequence of instructions written for a computer to perform particular task from the computer called as program. Today's world of information technology, programming is an essential skill like communication skill and basic mathematical skills. Therefore, one has to acquire sufficient skill to explore the scientific ideas. These are few important varieties of skills like critical reading, analytical thinking and problem solving approach. In critical reading skill, it helps to concentrate on specific problem and also help to understand various aspects of the problem. Analytical thinking helps programmer to find out solution of the problem. Problem solving approach skill is very much important to get an efficient solution. Instruction is an order given to the computer to perform a task. Information is also called as data, which has some meaning. Express the whole solution in terms of instruction of the particular computer program for solving problem. Computer program is nothing but sequence of instructions or commands. Output of the program is the final outcome of the program. There are many programming languages, but three types are more important. There are total three different programming levels that can be seen. First, machine language, assembly language and higher level language. Human doesn't understand language of computer or machine and vice versa. Then how human being communicate with machine? Because human being can't understand the language of machine or computer. Then human brain has identified some efficient way to communicate with computer or machine. Otherwise, there will be no communication. So, programming language becomes an mediator between human and machine. Hence, programming language acts as a translator to understand other languages. And communication becomes possible between human and machine. Machine language, that is the first language called as low level language, is the only language understood by computer hardware. Writing programs in machine language is really difficult and cumbersome because we need to learn so many instructions, and instructions are difficult to remember. The program written using symbolic language to represent various machine instructions That is very much important. Therefore, assembler is used. Assembler translate symbolic code into machine code. The next technological software advances occurred in development of assembly language. The assembly language permits the programmer to use symbolic names. It is referred to specific memory locations. Assembly languages enables the programmer to work with machine on slightly higher level. Higher level language meant that program could be written in the language to be machine independent. Special program known as a assembler. It helps in translating symbolic format into machine instruction format. Higher level language improves efficiency and changes focus from computer hardware to the program being solved. It also helps to produce portable programs. Higher level languages are easier to learn due to symbolic names and less number of instructions and keywords. Higher level language requires less time to write the program. As mentioned above, the use of symbolic names and use of small instructions. Therefore, higher level language is easier to maintain. The statements written in higher level language is like English language. And the process of converting higher level language statement into machine language statement is called as compilation. This is usually handled by compilers. Some examples are like Fortran, COBOL, C, Basics, Pascal, etc. Where C plays in other languages. In higher level languages, we are having Ada, Modular 2, Pascal, COBOL, Fortran, Basic. Middle level languages, Java, C++, C, Forth, macro assembler, and lower level language, that is assembler. So C stands between higher level language and lower level language. Therefore, C is called as middle level language. If you want to learn basics of any language, we should know history of that language. As we know that C was first implemented by Dennis Ritchie at AT&T Bell Laboratory of USA in 1992. Actually, C is the result of development process that started in older language called BCPL, that is Basic Combined Programming Language. It was developed by Martin Richards and it influenced a language called B language. The B language was implemented by Ken Thompson in 1970. In 1983, a committee was established to create an ANSI standard that would define the C language. ANSI C standard was finally adopted in December 1989. It was also adopted by International Standards of Organization, that is ISO. The 1989 standard for C became the base document for C++. The end result was the 1999 standard for C and usually referred as C99. It is very simple and easy language. C language is mainly used for develop desktop-based applications, and therefore one has to know different features of C language. All programming languages were derived directly or indirectly from C programming concept. This language have following features. C language is simple, means what? Every C program can be written in simple English language, so that it is very easy to understand and develop a program. Portability. It is the concept of carrying the instruction from one system to another system. In C language, .c file contains source code. We can edit that code, and that edited code will be .exe file. .exe file contains application. Only we can execute this file when we write and compile any C program on Windows based operating system. Then C language is called as powerful language, because C is very powerful language. It has wide variety of data types, functions, control statements, decision making statements, and so on. C language is called as structured oriented language, because structure oriented programming language is aimed on clarity of program, which reduces the complexity of code using approach code, that is sub-programs or subroutines. These programs have rich control structure. C is case sensitive. It means in C program, break in small and break in uppercase letter are different. C language is also called as modularity language. It is concept of designing an application in subprogram, that is procedure oriented approach. In C programming, we can break our code into subprograms. Middle level language. C programming language can support two levels of programming, because C supports for lower level functions and higher level functions. Therefore, C is called as middle level language. C is strongly tight syntax based programming language. Pointers is a variable which holds the address of another variable. Pointer directly directs access to memory address of any variable. C is fast and efficient. Compiler based C feature. It means the program written on one compiler can be executed on another compiler. Therefore, first we need compiler to compile our program and then execute. C is called as platform independent language, because when program executes independently on one of the computer, hardware and operating system, therefore C is platform independent programming language. Why C language? Understanding of complicated concepts like classes, objects, inheritance, polymorphism, templates, exception handling, references, etc. will be easy when we learn C language first. Major part of operating systems are still written in C, like Windows and Linux. Due to less number of instructions, speed of execution of program is higher than other language. The majority of device drivers to support operating systems are found in C. C language also helps in development of model and simulation purpose. C language also supports for image processing tools. It also used for microcontroller programming, graphics and 3D. Various multimedia applications are designed in C language. C has advanced 3D gaming framework as a built-in function. C is closely interact with hard devices and therefore C is used for interfacing with PC. C is robust, structured, rich in function and operators to write very difficult program. Therefore, C is called as efficient, fast and portable language. Most of operating systems are developed in C language. The operating system controls the entire operations of computer system. The operating system must also manage the computer system resources. Examples like Windows XP, Linux, Unix, MS-DOS, etc. C for compilers and device drivers. The compilers analyze a program developed in particular computer language and then translate it into the other format that is suitable for execution on your particular computer system. Majority of compilers or device drivers are written in C. Flow of program execution. Once program is written in C language, that is executed in 4 different steps. First is writing code, compilation and assembling, linking and execution. Program structure for C language. Programming structure of C language consists of header file, main function and body of main function. The C language program starts with main function, which is called as function name. The program function starts with open brace and ends with close brace. Between open brace and close brace, the valid C statements are to be written. The function ends with semicolon. The functions written between open and close bracket or brace called as function body. Now we will see how to write first simple program. Here the attempt is made to display some text on the screen of computer. So this is first and sample program where programmer want to display some text on the screen of computer. Here I would like to display the name of Ferguson College on the screen of computer. Here I used library function, that is include stdio.h, that is a header library or a library function for standard input and output. Main is the function. Under main function we are writing executable statement, that is printf statement. Under printf statement we have written string, that is Ferguson College, and program is complete. If we run this program, you will get result like Ferguson College on the screen of computer. Any scientific and engineering problem can be solved using some problem solving processes. Here total 6 important steps are identified to solve any general problem. Everything begins with problem, therefore it is necessary to understand the problem clearly. With the given problem, the second step is to know necessary inputs and outputs of the program. By knowing inputs and outputs parameter, the next step is to design an algorithm to solve the problem, or one prefer to draw a design in a graphical way using flowchart. Once the flowchart or algorithm is ready, obvious step is to start writing code in appropriate programming language which is suitable for given application. Any program is not complete without testing the code with possible inputs. This stage is also referred to as program execution or running the program. If there are any errors in the program, then debugging is the important step in problem solving that removes bugs or errors from the program. Algorithm. As we have seen that algorithm is used to solve the problem. Then what is algorithm? Algorithm is nothing but finite sequence of instructions which can be used to solve a particular problem. The sequence of instructions must be planned before writing the algorithm. An algorithm represents the logic of program. To produce an effective computer program, it is necessary that every instruction is written in proper sequence. If algorithm is expressed in programming language, it becomes computer program. Then what are the characteristics of algorithm? There are total 5 characteristics are identified in algorithm. First is input, second output, third finiteness, fourth definiteness, fifth effectiveness. Input: 0 or more quantities are externally supplied, considered as an input to the algorithm. At least one quantity must be the output of the algorithm. An algorithm terminates after a finite number of steps. Each instruction must be clear and unambiguous. Every instruction must be very basic so that it can be carried out in principle or by using pencil and pen. Now, after knowing these characteristics and algorithm basics, let us write some program using algorithm. Here we are considering first example for addition of 2 numbers. For that we will write algorithm. The step 1 is take first number from the user, and that is treated as an input. Second step of algorithm, take second number from the user, that is also treated as an input of the algorithm. Third step, add these 2 numbers to get the sum, that is also called as process. Step number 4 displays the result, and that is treated as an output of the algorithm. Second problem, considered as a algorithm to decide whether entered number is positive, negative or 0. Now this problem is written in terms of algorithm. So first step considered, that is take number from the user. First you have to take number from the user. Second, if that entered number is less than 0, then display the entered number is negative. If the number is greater than 0, then display entered number is positive. Otherwise, display the entered number 0. So these statements are divided into different steps from step 1 to step 4. So this is what algorithm of given problem. Third example, to calculate the sum of 10 numbers. The formula for sum of 10 numbers is given like sum equal to summation of I goes from 1 to 10 number I. So in this, we have divided this problem into different steps. So step 1 will be, let sum be initially set to 0. Let I be initially set to 1 and take the ith number from the user. So here you need to consider a counter which will go from 1 to 10, and you need to increment that counter by 1 for every step. The next step, add ith number to the sum, increase the value of I by 1, check if the value of I is less than 10, then go to step 4. So step 4 is add ith number to the sum. Otherwise, go to step 7. Step 7 is the output of sum. Then flowcharts. So what is flowchart? Flowchart is also program like algorithm. The flowcharts are also used to solve different problems. A flowchart is a pictorial representation of an algorithm. Flowchart consists of set of flowchart symbols connected by arrows. Each symbol has its own meaning, tells to the compiler what must be done at that point of time. Sequence of flowchart symbols can be considered as a program. Flowcharts are a better way of communicating logic of system. Problem can be analyzed in effective way. If the algorithm are represented in graphical or pictorial form, they are easy to understand. Program written using flowcharts will be efficient coding. Limitations of flowcharts. There are 3 different types of limitations. First, alteration and modification. Second, reproduction. Third, complex logic. Flowcharts may require redrawing, and therefore it is difficult in alteration and modification. Flowchart symbols cannot be typed, hence it is problematic. Flowchart could be complex for longer program or lengthy program. Guidelines for drawing flowchart. Usually drawn using some standard symbols. Some special symbols can also be developed when it is required. Standard symbols which are frequently required for flowcharting are given below. Oval-shaped symbol used for to start or end of the program. A rectangle symbol denotes process to be carried out. Rectangular symbol used to carry predefined computational steps. Parallelogram symbol used for input and output operations. Diamond shaped symbol is used to indicate decision of the problem, and that block is also called as branching block. Circle symbol is used to join two parts of the program. Flow lines are used to indicate direction of program logic. Here different flowchart symbols are shown and are interconnected by flow line. As you can see in this general flow charting, start, input, processing, decision, predefined process, output and terminators are interconnected. In this you can see initial data entry, that is your input of the program. The diamond shape symbol, that is used for data validation. A rectangular block used for data processing. If data validity is complete, then final result will be displayed. If there is no data validity, then again program will go to the back for taking new entry. Let us see how to draw flowchart for sum of first 50 natural numbers. If you want to draw flowchart of any concept, you need to know different flowchart symbols. For this problem, you need to know input block, output block, processing block and decision making block. In this flowchart, start and end is shown by oval. After that, sum is assumed 0 and n assumed 0. You have to initialize value of counter and initialize value of sum. After this, you have to increment your counter by 1. Then you need to find out sum, and that sum equal to sum plus n. After calculation of sum, you need to take a decision. Is n equal to 50? If result is s, then you have to find out final sum. If result is no, then your control should go back and you have to increment your counter by 1, and again you need to find out sum by the formula sum equal to sum plus n. If result is true, then you need to display message for final sum, and after sum there is end symbol. Now example for finding factorial of given number. Here you are going to find out factorial of n, and that factorial of n equal to 1 into 2 into 3 into dash 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 into n. Now let us see the algorithm for finding factorial of given number, which is already seen in before slides. So this program is divided into 6 different steps. So step 1, that is input the value of n. Second step, let factorial f and small m initialize to 1, multiply f by m, check whether m equal to n. If no, then go to step 5, otherwise go to step 6. Step 5 is increase the value of m by 1 and go to the step 3. Step 3 is f equal to f into m. Now this is algorithm of factorial n. Now what is flowchart? You can see same algorithm is converted into the flowchart. You can see different 6 steps. Input the value of n, that is given in input block. In process block, we have considered m equal to 1, f equal to 1, that is initial values. Then value of f, that is calculated, that is f equal to f into m, so that is 1. Then this value of m is compared with value of n. So your n is input of the flowchart. If m and n are not equal, then value of m will be incremented by 1. If they are same, then final value of f will be printed. Summary. So in this session, we have seen different learning objectives, overview of C programming, introduction to programming languages, features of C, why C language, overview of operating system and compilers, program structure and sample program, algorithm, flowcharts and their examples. Thank you.